February 4, 1899, nagsimula ang digmaang Pilipino-Amerikano. Noon tinawag itong insurreksyon ng mga Pilipino laban sa mga Amerikano. Ngunit kung tatanggapin natin ang katawagang ito, sinasabi natin na nasa ilalim na nga tayo noon ng mga Pinalitan ito ng mga historiador na Pilipino ng Philippine-American War sapagkat ang Estados Unidos noon ay nakikipaglaban na sa isang republika, ang Republika ng mga Pilipino sa Malolos. Noong mga panahon na iyon, nakita na ng mga Pilipino ang interes ng mga Amerikano na sakupin ang Pilipinas sa kabila ng pagtulong nila sa atin upang magapi ang mga Espanyol. Hindi sila pinapasok ng mga Amerikano sa Maynila at pinagsarahan pa ang ating mga diplomat ng pinto sa Paris sa mga usapan para sa pagbili ng Amerika sa Pilipinas mula sa Espanya. Nilagtaan ng tratado noong December 10, 1898. Subalit, hindi pa agad ito epektibo. Ito ay kailangan munang aprobahan ng Kongreso ng Estados Unidos. Mainit ang mga naging debate. Para kina William Jennings Bryan at mga Democrats, mga anti-imperialist sila. Hindi dapat kunin ang Pilipinas ng mga Amerikano. Ngunit, ang mga Republicans naman, ang mga pro-imperialist, kailangan daw nila tayong masakop upang ituro sa atin ang demokrasya at pamamahala to Christianize and civilize our little brown brothers. Ito ang tinatawag na white man's burden, obligasyon ng puti na gawin ito sa mga iba pang kulay. Nais na tayong sakupin ng may mabuting hangarin, benevolent assimilation. Mga sentimental imperialists sila. Noong gabi ng February 4, 1899, isang Amerikanong may dugong Ingles na si Private William Grayson ay nakakita ng isang Pilipinong naglalakad malapit sa tinatawag na Black House 7. Ayon sa kanya, I yelled, "Halt!" and made it pretty loud, for I was accustomed to challenging the officer of the guard in approved military style. I challenged him with another loud, "Halt!" Then he shouted, "Alto!" to me. Well, I thought the best thing to do was to shoot him. He dropped. If I didn't kill him, I guess he died of fright. May pagka-stupido rin itong Amerikanong ito. Paano titigil ang Pinoy kung sa English niya sinabi ang kanyang warning? Si Corporal Anastasio Felix ng 4th Company Battalion ng Morong ang unang tinamaan ng bala. Nagkabarilan na ang mga puwersang Pilipino na nagmula sa direksyong San Juan del Monte at ang mga Amerikano. Nga pala, hindi ito nangyari sa tulay ng San Juan, tagal na nating alam, kundi sa may bandang Santa Mesa, na nga kung saan matatagpuan ng Black House 7 sa Kalye Silencio, pagitan ng Sosiego sa Santa Mesa, Maynila. Kinabukasan, sa tulay ng San Juan at iba pang mga lugar sa Maynila at mga kalapit na lugar, tumindi na ang bakbakan. Ang daming namatay. At dahil pinagkait ng mga Amerikano na tayong mga Pilipino ang unang nagpaputok ng baril, ayun, lumakas ang suporta para sa pagsakop ng Pilipinas at noong February 6, 1899, naratipika ang Tratado ng Paris sa Kongreso ng Estados Unidos at naging legal na sa mga Amerikano ang pananakop nila sa Pilipinas. Ito ang medyo nakakabwisit na pagsisimula ng ating pakikidigma sa mga Amerikano. Isang digmaan na kumitil ng tinatayang 200,000 mga Pilipino. Matatapos ang digmaan hindi pa sa pagkahuli kay General Aguinaldo noong 1901, kundi sa huling laban ng mga Moro at Amerikano sa Budbagsak noong 1913. Ako po
sa Pilipinas, when you talk about this in the traditional way, no? When the Americans came over at the turn of the century, no, 1898, and then they finally annexed the Philippines, okay, in the end, they took away choices from us, from the Filipinos. Schools, what do you learn? What books do you read? The medium of instruction.
All English, all American.
All John. Okay. And that's part of the process of, the Americanization of the Filipino. So in that sense, imperialism yun, and neocolonialism yun, no?
So it's calling it out and saying, oh,
right.
totoo.
Right, totoo. But on the other hand, just like a lot of the Filipinos now, ano yung utang na loob natin sa Espanyol? Our Catholic faith, so mahirap na ganun lahat na negative, no? Mayroon din siguro mga positive na yan, no?
Okay, so we need to look at the positive side. Okay, Carol, ikaw naman, what did you think?
Sinabi na ni Enrique, but and I started by saying na I don't perceive it necessarily as negative, pero when we start talking about neocolonialism and imperialism and Americanization of the Filipinos in the Philippines, iba na yon. Ibang topic na yon. As Enrique said, the Americans came and established public education. That's how they captured our minds. That's why when we say colonial mentality, it's because of public education. When everything that the Spaniards didn't do during their colonization of the Philippines, hindi sila nagturo ng Kastila sa atin. Hindi nila tayo tinuruan. Only the Filipinos, technically Filipinos were Spaniards who were born in the Philippines, but the natives were not given that public education. Pero the Americans, that's what they did. So they captured our minds.
Right.
Kaya Americanized tayo from the get-go.
Oo, at kaya naman sa Pilipinas, napakadaming mga call centers, di ba? Because out of all our brothers and sisters in Asia, when they talk about the Filipinos, they speak good English, right? Is that a good or bad thing?
Not just
Again,
with an American accent,
Of course.
not a British accent.
no, di ba? Pwedeng maging, depende
So,
kung
call
sino
center para
kausap,
dito
right?
sa ano,
Yeah,
oo.
kung
They
kausap mo.
teach classes on how to lose your accent. There
How
are
to
books.
lose,
I was at the bookstore, ang daming books on how to lose or how to acquire an American accent.
That's right.
in the
Okay,
Philippines.
what do you think, JP?
Well, I think that, it's interesting, precisely just to reiterate what other folks said, because I'll have friends who are second generation and they don't know our history. And they'll go back to the Philippines and think, oh, it's so cool that it's so globalized and we're almost on par with America, and precisely not see that it's through the schools, through its standards of beauty, through its ways of interacting with each other, through its thinking that, from the big things like U.S. foreign policy is the best to protect the Philippines. All of those things conspire to create, again, that colonial mentality that has lasted through the generations and continues oftentimes with our parents when they come here. And my mom, who I love and respect, would tell the stories about being, punished for speaking Tagalog in the schools in the Philippines. And so coming to America, coming to a place where she faced incredible racism, she wanted to protect me.
That's right.
And so she indeed saw Americanization as a very positive thing.
Yes, okay. Carolina.
Well, because we are American scholars, and this is an American television program, right?
About Filipinos.
About Filipino Americans. We're very American-centric.
Yes.
But it's interesting, the last time I was in the Philippines, with my American point of view, I was in a taxi, and we were saying, we're from America. They were trying to figure out where we were from, where in America. And our taxi driver said, I've been in Wisconsin, and it's really cold there. And then I was in Italy, and then I was in Dubai, and all of a sudden we felt very provincial. Like, we're from America.
That's it.
Yeah, we're just from America. And he was like, I've been all over the world, and my brothers and sisters live all over. And so that really just spoke to me about how I think Filipinos in the Philippines are very globalized. They have the electronics are amazing, the malls, good Lord, the malls. There's really like a level of globalization that we as Americans, I don't think we catch it because we're so American-centric.
That's right.
Right? And that's part of that miseducation that you're referring to.
Right.
That we're so America-centric, but in reality, we're quite a cosmopolitan people.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
I've never traveled someplace and not run into a Filipino.
That's true. And I mean, even talking about Jose Rizal, he was one of those Filipinos that was so cosmopolitan.
But it's important to remember that the roots of that cosmopolitanism comes from the OFWs, comes from a global economy of Filipinos that are working in the diaspora.
No,
So-
we're the Filipinos and the Philippines is really emerging now from under the long shadow
That's
of
right.
that colonial experience.
All right.
And-
So we're redefining. We're
Right.
redefining
Redefining.
ourselves to the rest of the world on a global scale.